How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I wanted to break down who could possibly replace the legend himself, Eben Etzebeth, when he eventually does decide to hang up his boots and retire. It's not going to be an easy one. In this video, I want to break down both the short-term and long-term possibilities because he is already 34 years old and the time is nigh. We do have a lot of absolute monsters just waiting in the wings for that chance. So please, before I continue, like and subscribe. It really does help my channel grow. And let's break it down. So first up, we have Snyman. The guy, we've seen him play for Leinster. We've seen him play for the Springboks. He is just such a big player, just about as tall, if not taller, than Eben Etzebeth, and something that you want in a lock. You want those long arms, you want that big structure, you want those thick legs to be able to drive in those scrums, to be able to be jumping and stealing in those lineouts, and then just those big hits. We've seen him do it so many times for Leinster over the years. We've seen him, throughout his career, just absolutely destroying people. He's 30 years old. He's got a lot of good experience, an absolute line monster in terms of line-out threats. The guy, he is just an elite player. Now, at 29, 30 years old, he's got a good enough amount of experience whilst having a very good amount of Springbok experience, right? So ideally, he is probably right now the closest that we are going to get in terms of a replacement for Eben Etzebeth, but he is also still a little bit older. We do still have another player like Salmaan Moerat, who I'm really loving how he's playing. This guy, he's a little bit more of a long-term solution. He's 26, 27 years old. And this guy, he is a monster when it comes to lineouts. He's such a physical defender. We've seen him put in so many big hits through the years, especially with this year. And he is one of those leaders. He is a leader amongst men in his club. He's really growing into a Springbok, and only time will tell for this guy. He is 8 years younger than Eben Etzebeth. He still has a lot of time to grow, to progress. He's only getting better. And honestly, in terms of a long-term solution, I think he is one of the better options. But there is so much in terms of forwards because the Springboks are just stacked. Another elite level player is Jean Klein. Again, a little bit more of a shorter term replacement, 31 years old. I mean, he is just massive. He is such a smart scrummager, very experienced. But the downside of him is he is getting on in his years. He's 31, 32 years old. He doesn't have that much time left in terms. Well, forwards normally tend to last longer, but in terms of his ability to play at the highest of levels, when you have players like Salmaan Moerat coming through the ranks, I can't see him being a solid replacement for Eben Etzebeth. So these are the big three that I could potentially see in terms of experience, quality, their potential. These are the big three that I could see as immediate replacements, right? Then we look into a little bit more of the long-term aspect, right? We're looking a little bit more longer term, and players who are still developing, making their name, and really putting themselves out there for Rassie. So first up, we have Janko Swanepoel, plays for the Bulls, 25 years old. This guy, again, you need to have that structure. He's very athletic, quick on his feet. He's solid when it comes to lineouts, and he's powerful when it comes to the contact. So honestly, I really like him. I think he is very underrated, and I think we are going to be seeing a lot more from him as he develops over the years. So he's definitely one to watch out for. Next, we have Reinhard Nothnagel. Again, another player, very good. He's smart. This is the thing with him. He's very smart. Plays for the Lions, 27 years old. He's brilliant when it comes to lineouts. He's very intelligent. But the thing with him is he is a defensive workhorse. You do not stop him. he just keeps coming. He keeps running. And yeah, Reinhard Nothnagel, it's only a matter of time before he makes his mark on the squad. Again, 27 years old. He is reaching up into those 30, that 30 mark. So if he is going to make it, it needs to be very, very soon. But still another long-term player. And I do feel that if given a bit more time, he could definitely become a specialist lock. If he is given time. That's the thing. Time. Moving on, we have Emil van Heerden, plays for the Sharks, 24 years old. Now, we can't mention him without mentioning his father, Fritz. The guy's got legendary blood, right? He's just got that in him. He is improving quite rapidly. Like I say, he's still young. He's 24 years old. He's still got he's got a lot of promise. He's got a lot to give. He is still a bit raw. Needs that more time. I think developing with all the Springboks in the Sharks, he could definitely improve very quickly. But I got a lot of hope for him. But yeah, he's very raw, but he's got bucket loads of talent. And then we have Ruben Vermaak, plays for the Lions, 27 years old. Now, this guy, I like him because he's that aggressive. He's got that Springbok die, just like live by the sword, die by the sword trait. He is a hybrid lock. He can play as a flanker as well, which is always lovely to have, that flexibility. And then his physicality is just immense. And then obviously having that ability to be so athletic, right? Considering how size he is, how big he is, his size, I think he fits I think he fits the box perfectly in terms of what they might expect from him, what they want from him. But yeah, Ruben Vermaak, I really like him. Players that aren't necessarily that talked about, which I think could definitely help, and potentially make their mark. Obviously, if they have good seasons in them, they put everything into their training and they really work their backsides off. We have players like Ruben van Heerden for the Stormers, 27 years old. He's got a lot of European experience. He's a very strong mauler. He's very composed, but I think he just needs to be that little bit more consistent. He's not flashy. He's not, the headline kind of guy, but I feel he's another player that would fit Rassie's style well. And then we have Ben Jason Dixon, another Stormers player, 27. He's, again, very athletic. This is something that I think you need to have as a lock. Another thing, he can also play as a blindside flanker. So again, another thing that's handy to have, being versatile. But I don't know. He might eventually become that kind of hybrid, kind of bomb squad style player that can play in a couple of different positions. His size, his athleticism definitely does help him in that aspect. But in terms of consistency, and this is something that I think Rassie looks at a lot, is your consistency, how much effort you're putting in, and pretty much how much blood you're willing to shed for the team, right, is what's ultimately going to get you in there. So I think he could definitely, become like this kind of hybrid bomb squad weapon, but only time will tell for that. So these are my potential players that I think could definitely take the place of Eben Etzebeth. Honestly, my number one in terms of long term has got to be Salmaan Moerat. This is just my opinion. I want to hear from you guys as to what you think. Maybe there's someone that I missed that is on an elite level and has a very, very high ceiling that could potentially surpass players like Snyman, Salmaan Moerat, Nothnagel, potentially even someone like Janko Swanepoel. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. So please like and subscribe as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.